Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something we all struggle with, building habits that actually last. It's not just about how you build them, but, and this is the key part, how you recover when life gets in the way.
So let's start with a feeling we all know, right? You're on a roll, 64 days straight. Maybe it's meditating, maybe it's hitting the gym, whatever it is, you've got this perfect unbroken chain going. And man, does it feel good.
And then it happens. Life. You get sick, work gets crazy, you just forget one day, and snap. That beautiful chain is broken. The feeling is just crushing, right? So much so that a lot of us just give up on the habit completely.
Okay, so let's get into it. Why does one little slip up feel like such a disaster? I mean, it's just one day. Well, it turns out there's a really powerful psychological reason for this, a trap that can turn a tiny stumble into a total train wreck. Yeah, psychologists actually have a name for this, and it's pretty spot on. It's called the what the hell effect. You know that voice? Well, I already skipped my workout, so I might as well eat this entire pizza. That right there, that's the #1 killer of good habits. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, talks about this a lot. He says we get caught in this perfectionist trap. We're so obsessed with the perfect record that we forget what we're actually trying to do, which is just make progress. A single mistake isn't failure. He says it's just part of the process. And get this, the numbers actually back this up. A study from 2020 found something pretty shocking. People who were tracking their habits with streaks, they were 63% more likely to completely give up after missing just one day. That's huge. So, okay, we know the all or nothing trap is the big bad guy here. So what's the solution? Well, it all starts with how we begin. Let's look at a way to build habits that are basically designed to survive, right from the start. And for that, we go back to James Clear and his genius 2-minute rule. The idea is so simple. Whatever new habit you want to start, you shrink it down until it takes less than 2 minutes to do. The point isn't to hit your big goal right away. It's just to make starting ridiculously easy. Here's what that actually looks like. Let's say your goal is do 30 minutes of yoga. The 2-minute version, take out my yoga mat. That's it. Or maybe you want to read before bed. The 2-minute version is just read one page. These are what he calls gateway habits. They just open the door. And what's so powerful about this is how it changes your focus. You're not worried about performance anymore. You're just mastering the habit of showing up. And once you've got that down, the rest, well, it just kind of follows. All right, so you've nailed the start. You're showing up. But then you hit another wall, a really common one. This is that point where you're doing everything right, but you're just not seeing the results you want. And it is so frustrating.
Welcome to what's often called the Valley of Disappointment. It's that huge, annoying gap between what you think should be happening and what's actually happening. You're putting in the work every day, but nothing. Pushing through this part is absolutely key. And that brings us to maybe the most important part of this whole thing. Because real long-term success with habits isn't about being perfect. Nope. It's about how fast you can bounce back when you're not perfect. So, first tool for your toolkit, the 24-hour reset. Super simple. If you miss a day, your one and only job is to get back to it the very next day. And research shows this little trick can boost your long-term consistency by a whopping 71%. Don't wait for Monday to start fresh, just start again tomorrow. This leads to a really powerful change in mindset. So forget that old, fragile rule, never break the chain. The new rule, the one that actually works, never miss twice. It's brilliant. Missing one day, that's an accident. It happens. Missing 2 days? Uh-oh. That's the start of a brand new bad habits. And again, this isn't just some nice-sounding idea. A study actually found that people who adopted this never miss twice rule kept their habits going 37% longer than the people who were obsessed with perfect daily streaks. It just works.
Okay, last tool in the toolkit, and this one is a big one. It's about your identity. Instead of focusing on the outcome, you focus on who you are. So you didn't break your running streak. No, you are a runner who happened to miss a day. See the difference? That little change in how you talk to yourself makes it so much easier to just get back out there.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's that we have to stop worshiping the streak. The streak is not the goal. The goal is to build a system that can survive real life, a system that expects you to be imperfect and has a plan for when you stumble.
And here are some really practical ways to do that. Instead of that fragile chain, why not track your total workouts per month? Or aim for a success rate, like I meditated 26 out of 30 days. You could even borrow an idea from an app like Duolingo, the streak freeze. It literally builds forgiveness right into the game.
You know, the great habits researcher, Dr. Wendy Wood, puts it perfectly. She says that the best systems aren't about perfect performance. They're designed to succeed despite human imperfection. I love that. It's about handling the reality of just being human.
So when you think about it, breaking a streak isn't really a failure at all. It's just data. It's a chance to see where your system needs to be a little stronger. So the goal isn't a perfect streak. It's just consistent progress over time. And that leaves us with one question. How are you going to redesign your system to embrace that beautiful imperfection?